I love gambling. Okay, hear me out. One of my favorite things about watching people's streams is events based on RNG, which stands for Random Number Generator. Think of it like this. Rolling a 6-sided die is the same as generating a random number between 1 and 6. And I think the chance to activate a rare outcome is not only appealing, but a bit addictive. It's a bit like gamifying your own stream. While most streams show games that someone else is playing, incorporating RNG makes the stream itself the game, and the viewers become the players. And I've been obsessed with using Streamerbot to make games of my own for my stream, including a game called Quips, which is similar but legally distinct from Quiplash, and a detective whodunit called Guilty Party. In Guilty Party, the main gaming portion makes the audience vote on who they think is guilty of committing a crime presented to them, but it's really just a 1 in 3 chance randomized by Streamerbot. If it's not clicking yet, let me show you a few of my favorite examples of streamers using RNG in their streams. First is Gnut from pnutpumch. Peanut has a command called Gnut, where you type !Gnut and have a 1% chance in getting a rare reply where the bot tells you, "A trail of ants blocks the path to Gnut jail. You cannot move forward." And the other 99% of the time, you just get told Gnut and are timed out for 30 seconds. It's fairly simple, and yet it's so addicting. The fact that there are low, but possible odds of something happening makes it appealing. It's just like pulling a rare card from a Pokemon pack, or winning money on a scratcher. I swear, I'm not a gambling addict. Tuesdayyangel has this channel point redeem that's only available once every 30 minutes called Chosen. When you activate it, she has this whole cutscene and the appearance of a mysterious character, who is definitely not just Tuesday in a wolf shirt. Then she spins a wheel with randomized rotation, and if it lands on the small sliver that says Chosen, you get access to a special Discord role, a digital outfit to match this character, and everyone in chat cheers you on. The rarity on this one is pretty high, and you have to fight people to get to the redeem off cooldown. I also really love the way this redeem is presented and set up. Like, spinning a wheel is cool, but it's the outfit change, the cool transitions, and the attention to detail that take this one over the top for me. And lastly is Jampa's Trick Cups from Tyjiro. Tyjiro has this game among many other really cool stream elements called Jampa's Trick Cups. This character named Jampa comes onto your screen and presents you with a Jampa charm and 3 cups. It's your job to figure out which cup Jampa has placed this charm under. Here's the catch though, his hands are way too fast to actually keep up with, so you just have to guess and wager using your channel points. And if you bet on the right cup, you get all the channel points in the pot. I really like the presentation on this one, and the fact that it's integrated with Twitch's own channel point system is a really cool feature. With all 3 of these examples, the streamers used RNG events to entice viewers into engaging with the stream in a fun way. And I'm going to show you how to add that same level of engagement to your own stream. You'll be shown 3 mini projects with progressive levels of difficulty. Level 1, you'll be making a chat command event. Level 2, an image randomizer event. And level 3, a Twitch prediction-based minigame. Alongside these examples, I'm providing free assets that will be used in the tutorial. And since I'm providing these for free, consider supporting me by subscribing here, following on Twitch, or even checking out my commissions on VGen. Links to all 3 and the free assets are in the description below. First, open up Streamerbot. We're going to make a new action called !steal. And we're going to put it in a new group called commands. Set a trigger to core commands, command triggered, and then create a new command. We're going to call this !steal, and we're going to set the command to !steal as well. Then in sub actions, we're going to create a new group. We're going to rename this to bad outcome group. Then we're going to make a new sub action under Twitch, chat, send message to channel, and we're going to type out %user had no luck. They've been put in jail for 1 minute. Then we're going to make a new sub action under Twitch, moderation, timeout user. In the user login, we're going to type %user %. We're going to set the duration to 60 seconds and the reason for you tried stealing my credit card. We'll make a new group and we're going to rename it good outcome group. Then we're going to go to Twitch, chat, send message to channel. We're going to type %user %, successfully stole % broadcast username %, $S credit card. Hurry and use it before they freeze the account. Then hit OK. And then we're going to set the action to random. And then we're going to set the weight to 99 for the bad outcome group. And we're going to set the weight of the good outcome group to 1. So by setting the weight to 99 for the bad outcome group, we give it a 99% chance of happening. And for the weight of 1 on the good outcome group, we give it a 1% chance of happening. And now you can see when we run it in chat, they had no luck. They've been put in jail for 1 minute. As you can see, I tested this with my friends and it properly timed them out. I went ahead and also just ran the action a bunch of times just to see if it would eventually give the 1 out of 100 chance. And as you can see, it did. Also, all the variables in this action are populated from the trigger, which is the command. The variable user and the variable broadcast username are both replaced with the user of whoever uses the command and whoever the broadcaster is, which in this case would be you. Next, we're going to be looking at an OBS image randomizer. For this example, I've included 4 coin animations, and every time someone redeems a channel point reward, they have a 70% chance of pulling a bronze, a 20% chance of pulling a silver, a 9% chance of pulling a gold, and a 1% chance of pulling a diamond coin. All right, open up OBS. I'm going to make a new scene, and I'm going to call this coin pull. Make a new source. We're going to make an image source, and we're going to call it coin animation. Then hit OK. Then click the coin 1 GIF. We're going to size it up and we're going to drag it somewhere in the middle and then right click, go to scale filtering and change it to point. And you can see it's nice and crisp on screen. Then create a new text source. I'm going to call this username and then pick whatever font you want. In this instance, I'm using Nunito. And then I'm going to add a starter text. I'm just going to type out username goes here. Then we're going to right click, go to transform, edit transform, and then we're going to go into these settings to get it sized properly. I'm going to set the positional alignment to center, and then we're going to create a bounding box. Set it to scale to inner bounds, and then set the box width and height to be exactly how big you want the text to be at its maximum size. So I'm just tweaking it here to get it how I like. And you can see that this red box on screen is going to be the max size of how big the text can be. Then you'll close it and we'll line it up. You can see if we type out a longer username, it still stays within the box. Then we're going to select our username and our image, and we're going to group selected items. And I'm going to name this group coin group. Then we're going to set the show transition to slide, set the direction to up, and then we're going to change the hide transition to slide and make it slide back down. Then I'm going to set the duration of both the show and hide transition to be about 1 second or 1000 milliseconds. As you can see, when I hide it and reveal it, it slides up and down to reveal. Then we're going to want to open up Streamerbot and we're going to create a new action. We're going to name it coin pull and we're going to put it in a group called redeems. Hit OK. Then we're going to set up a new queue and we're going to call this coin pull. Turn blocking on so that the actions don't overlap later on. Then we're going to go into platforms and create a new channel reward. We're going to call this pull a coin and I'm going to set the cost to 50. Then I'm going to set a max of 5 per user per stream so users can only redeem it 5 times each stream. These settings are obviously up to you. Okay, then we'll go back to our action and we're going to add it to the queue that we just set up, which is coin pull. Then we're going to set it to random and then we're going to set the trigger to be Twitch, channel reward, reward redemption. And then set that to the pull a coin reward we just set up. Then in sub actions, we're going to create a new group and we're going to call this bronze group. Then go to core argument, set argument. We're going to call this variable coin ID and set it to 1. Then we're going to duplicate this. We're going to set the variable name to coin value. And then we're going to set that to 25. We're going to duplicate it one more time. And we're going to set coin name to bronze. Make sure that your capitalization in these set arguments and when you refer to these variables later on are the same. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of issues and the variables won't be properly referenced. So pay attention to how you capitalize. If you capitalize like me, follow how it's going to go later on. If you capitalize differently, just pay attention to that. Next, we're going to create a new sub action under OBS sources set GDI text. Then make sure your scene and source are set to the username. And in the text field, we're gonna type %user%, and then hit OK. Then we're gonna make a new sub action under OBS sources, set image source file. Then you're gonna pick any of the coins from this list. And then in the file name, you're gonna go all the way to the end, and where it says coin 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, we're gonna replace this with a variable. So you'll type %coinid%, then hit OK. Now make a new sub action under OBS sources, set source visibility. Make sure you have the coin group selected and set it to visible. Then you're going to go to core, sounds, play sound. Then select sound 1. And then under the file, we're gonna also replace the 1 with %coinid%. I'm gonna make sure the volume's turned down. And then I'm also gonna set it to not finish playing before continuing. Make a new sub action under core, globals, get global, set it to user redeemer. And in the variable name, type points, and the destination variable also type points. Then go to core, arguments, set argument, type points, and we're gonna set the value to $math, open parentheses, %points, % plus %coin value, %, close parentheses, $. Then hit OK. Basically, we're calling on a math function to pull in the current value of what points are equal for each user, and we're adding it to whatever the value is of the coin they pulled. Let's say they have no points and they pull a bronze coin, which is worth 25 points. Then they should now have 25 points. This is the math that takes their old total and adds their new total. Next, we're gonna go into the sub actions. We're gonna go to global and set, and we're gonna select user redeemer, the variable name points, argument points. Then we're going to go to Twitch, chat, send message to channel. I'm gonna type %user% has pulled a %coin name %coin, which is worth %coin value %points. They now have a total of %points %points. Then hit OK. Then we're going to go to core, delay. We're gonna set a 3-second delay or 3000 milliseconds. And lastly, we're going to go to OBS sources, set source visibility state. We're gonna set the source coin group to be hidden. Hit OK. And then we're going to duplicate this bronze group and make it into 3 other groups. We're gonna rename this first one to silver group. And we're gonna change the coin ID to 2, the coin value to 50, and the coin name to silver. Then hit OK. And now we can make the other 2 groups easily. We'll just duplicate it again. We'll rename this one to gold group, and we'll set argument of coin ID to 3, coin value to 100, and coin name to gold. Then we're gonna duplicate it one more time. We're gonna rename it to diamond group. We'll set the argument of coin ID to 4, coin value to 500, and coin name to diamond. Then we're gonna set the weights of all these. That will be the percentages of chance they happen. Bronze will be 70, silver is gonna be 20, gold is going to be 9, and diamond is going to be 1. Okay, and when we run it, you can see it sends a message in chat, it reveals on screen, and it updates their point totals. I tested it a ton of times just to see if I could pull a diamond after a while, which it's a 1 in 100, so it's really rare, but let's see if it can do it. I had to pull a lot for this. And after a while, you can finally see it pulled a diamond coin, which is super cool and really rewarding. Okay, now is when I'm going to explain these variables that we set up at the beginning of the action and how they work. Basically, coin ID just refers to which coin we're referencing. And this just informs the file of the sound and the file of the image that we're pulling. I've named them all coin 1, coin 2, coin 3, coin 4. So when we change the ID, it pulls on a different file from what I referenced. The coin value is just how many points each coin is worth, which is arbitrary. You can set it to whatever you want it to be, but it just tells Streamerbot how many points to add to that user's total. And then coin name is just whatever type of coin it is. And you can see that when we plug in different coin IDs, coin values, coin names, and point values, it can affect the message that we send in chat differently. Here's a couple examples of how those different variables will plug into the chat message that we send later in the action. The reason this action randomizes is because we've set each group to a weight, and we've set the action itself to run randomly. When it runs randomly, it decides to only run one group of the action based on their weights. So for bronze, it'll run 70% of the time, silver 20% of the time, gold 9% of the time, and diamond 1% of the time. I've included more assets for a little game called Briefcases. Your audience has the chance to wager channel points on which briefcase has money in it. Similar to Deal or No Deal, but legally distinct. Whoever wins gets the whole pot and the loser gets nothing. Here's how you set it up. We'll start in OBS, create a new scene called Briefcases Game, then add an image source. I'm gonna call this Briefcases BG. Then select the Briefcases background file that I linked, hit open, hit OK. I'm gonna hit Control F to size it all the way up. I'm gonna right click, I'm going to go to Scale Filtering, Point, and then you can see that it's nice and crisp for pixel art. I'm gonna create a new image source. I'm gonna call this Briefcase Back 1. And then I'm gonna select the empty briefcase asset. I'm gonna size it up to my liking. I'm gonna drag it to place. Then I'm gonna set the scale filtering to point as well. All these assets are going to be set to scale filtering point. Then we're gonna duplicate Briefcase Back 1, label it Briefcase Back 2. Then I'm gonna slide it into place. And I'm gonna set the scale filtering to point. Then I'm gonna duplicate Briefcase Back 1. And I'm gonna name it Briefcase Cache 1. Then I'm gonna select the cache asset, hit OK, and remember to change the scale filter. Then I'm going to duplicate Briefcase Back 2. I'm gonna name it Briefcase Cache 2. And then I'm gonna select the cache asset again. This is gonna be the cache for Briefcase 2. I'm gonna set the scaling to point. And then I'm going to duplicate Briefcase Cache 1. And we're gonna call this Briefcase Front 1. Make sure to select the Front 1 briefcase asset. Change the scale filtering again. Then we're gonna duplicate Cache 2. And we're gonna follow the same process for making the second front. Then I'm gonna set the show and hide transitions to be slide, and they're going to slide up for the transition in and slide down for the transition out. Here are all those details on screen. As you can see, it slides down to reveal the cache and slides up to cover it. Next, create a new text source. I'm calling this brief 1 point. And then I'm going to select my font. For this example, I'm using Nunito, and I'm gonna type 15,000 as an example. Then hit OK. I'm gonna drag it into place, right click, transform, edit transform, set the alignment to center, the bounding box to inner bounds, then size it up just like we did for the coin pull, and make sure it fills out the box nicely. And we're gonna duplicate that and repeat the process for brief 2 points. Then slide it over into place, and you're set up. Then we're going to drag it under the briefcase 1 and 2 so that when the briefcase is dragged down to reveal the cache or no cache, it goes over the text. Now that we've got all the assets set up, we're going to set up the randomization in Streamerbot. We're gonna create 3 new actions. The first one called Start Game, and we're gonna put it in a new group called Briefcases Minigame. Then we're gonna make action 2. We're gonna call it Update Scores. Then create action 3, Prediction Ended. Next, we're gonna go into platforms. Channel point rewards. I'm gonna call this Play Briefcases. I'm gonna set the cost to 300, and then tell them that this is a way to play the game Briefcases. I'm gonna set the cooldown to about 20 minutes. And then I'm gonna go back into actions and add that as our trigger under Twitch, channel reward, reward redemption. And then select the Play Briefcases reward we just created. And then hit OK. Then in sub actions, we're gonna right click, go to OBS, Sources, Set GDI Text, Brief 1 points, and then we're gonna type 0. This is just so when we start the game, the point values reset to 0 from the last time that they were showing up. We're gonna do that for both, so duplicate it and set it to 0 for Brief 2. Then go to OBS Sources, Set Source Visibility State, make sure the source is Briefcase Front 1, and then also make a duplicate and do Briefcase Front 2. Make sure they're both visible. Then make a sub action under OBS, Set Active Scene, and we're gonna make sure the active scene is our Briefcases game. Then make a new sub action under Twitch, Predictions, Create Prediction. We're gonna call this Which One Has the Cache? And we're gonna add outcomes for Briefcase 1 and Briefcase 2. Then we'll go to core, actions, set action state. And we're going to set the action state of action 2 to enabled. And then we're going to set action 3 also to enabled. Then we're going to go into action 2, update scores. We're going to set the trigger to Twitch, predictions, prediction updated. Then make a sub action under OBS, sources, set GDI text. Make sure it's your brief 1 points source selected. And we're going to type %prediction.outcome0.points%. Then we're going to duplicate that. And we're going to select brief 2 and make sure that's linked to prediction outcome 1 points. This is just to ensure that on screen, our point values are being live updated anytime someone spends channel points for either briefcase 1 or 2. Now we're going to action 3 and we're going to set it to random. We're going to create a trigger under Twitch, predictions, and then prediction locked. Then in sub actions, we're going to create a new group and we're going to call this briefcase 1. Then go to core sounds play sound. We're going to select sounds from our briefcase assets folder. We're going to select the drum roll and we're going to make sure it's set to finish playing before continuing. I lower the volume, then hit OK. We're going to duplicate that. And then we're going to change the sound to correct answer. And then we're going to uncheck the finish playing. Okay, then we're going to make a new sub action under OBS sources set source visibility state. We're going to select briefcase cache 1 to be visible. We're going to duplicate that and then we're going to set briefcase cache 2 to be hidden. Then we're going to duplicate this. We're going to set the source visibility of briefcase front 1 to be hidden. And we're going to duplicate it and do the same for briefcase front 2. Then make a new Twitch sub action under predictions, resolve last prediction. And for this first one, we're going to set the winning index to 0. Then make a new sub action under core, actions, set action state. And we're going to set the action state of action 2 disabled. We're going to duplicate that and we're going to do the same thing for action 3 to also be disabled. Then we're going to duplicate this group and we're going to call it briefcase 2. And this group will just be for when briefcase 2 wins. So we're going to set the cache to be hidden in briefcase 1 and to be visible in briefcase 2. Then we're going to change the resolve last prediction from 0 to 1. And then when you try it out, you can see it takes us to that scene. It creates a new prediction in chat, which you can use channel points to spend in, which update live on the screen. When I spent 25, you could see that it updated live. When it finally ends, it does a drum roll. You can see that it updated the numbers live on screen, and it also put the cache in briefcase 2, while also ending the prediction, selecting briefcase 2 as the winner automatically. So now you have the power of RNG in your tool belt. Use this responsibly. You're basically wielding the same power as slot machines. So please don't become an evil overlord. And one last tip, try making your own games using the Randomizer and Streamerbot. The more you dress up the game with engaging visuals, pleasing sounds, and anticipation, the more your viewers will become immersed in the experiences you create. I'll see you next time.